abbreviated form of improv. So yeah, Rob's played Preemie. I guess. I mean, I would have played Primo. It's a better leave. The I goes better with the S. And also, you've got leaving yourself an S hook, but I guess he's hooked anyway. Just because the stream doesn't go up quite so fast, I'll go through the standings. So yeah, Allan's basically 1 win ahead and quite a big spread, plus 16.55. So he basically, if he wins this game, he wins the tournament. Rob's in second place. Rob's a game behind, and he needs to win both. And basically, those are the only two people who can win the tournament. So yeah, just rounding out the top 5, you've got David Koenig in 3rd, Lewis Mackay in 4th, and Chris Vickery in 5th, who's doing very, very well. He's only actually the 19th ranked player, but he's in 5th place, so well done to him. Hopefully, even if he doesn't get the top 5, he'd get a Reigns prize, but hopefully he'd stay in. So yeah, Allan played skinnier there. Couple of Skinner as well, of course. And also played Skinner in the F line as well, so a few options there. Not much to think about with Rob's rack, he's put Warrior down. So now we're back on Allan. 16-point lead. He's got the X there. Not a great board for the X, unfortunately. Yeah, we're definitely live. Yeah, the main price there is, I think I would have looked to dump the X really, because it's not a great board. The XU seems better player, but Allan's kept the X back. He's created a nice spot for it, which is good. So Allan's really thinking sort of 2 turns ahead there. Dump the X next turn, get 40 plus. And he's still got the ST. So yeah, I think if we missed the first 2 turns, basically Allan had IIUU VBS or something like that. So he exchanged 6 naturally. Rob kept OS back when he played Preemie, and then the next few turns fairly straightforward. Yeah, there's nothing brilliant on this turn. Yeah, I can understand simply dumping TG, GT or whatever, TAT or GAT or anything like that. It's nothing great. It's one of those racks where you want to get rid of the E to score, but it's just too good for your rack, really. But then it's not a very open board anyway for yes. So. So yeah, some straightforward X-play for Allan. There's a few to choose from that time, but all much of a muchness. Not a great pickup for Rob. See, that's always the risk when you play off the E. He picked CRGT, which doesn't really go with the three constants he had to start off with. So I think it's just going to be a change here. So yeah, the exchanges here, it's basically a toss-up between, you're always going to keep the S, obviously, and then the R goes very well, yes, so it's either whether you keep a T as well or not, which people have different thoughts about. The T's a floater on this board, so that's maybe why it's that Quackle suggests exchanging the T as well or not keeping it there. But it varies on the board and whether it's foul heavy. Fairly. This is what Allan was hoping for. X dump and then bonus. Worked out nicely for him. So yeah, Quackle's suggesting a stone's a hell of a lot better than donates here, which is a little bit surprising. I guess, donates is harder to bonus from if you're going from, say, G12 across. But donates creates a nice big hotspot. But that depends on what your opponent's just done. If you think your opponent is likely to have a Z or a J, then yeah, you wouldn't want to play donates, but I would still play a stone, but sorry, my headset cut out there, so hopefully I'm back with you now. So yeah, it's no brainer. If you know Zoster, then that is by far the best player. It's a good spot for. So yeah, just to answer the rules for getting all sorts of things. Basically, when I got expert and grandmaster, it was about basically getting unweighted 170 rating so many times across a year, or 180 for a grandmaster, and there's other sort of criteria for it, but so on this racket, the obviously Allan's trying to get to some ease. Get that spot in the bottom left corner with the. Not surprised if HE or something. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, sorry about my headset keeps cutting out. That's the problem is. I'll try and adjust things. Yeah, I agree. It was fine there. I think there's a few options really. Nothing massively better than another option. Obviously looking for a floating air for Vagrants here, Rob, but obviously doesn't have one. So maybe something simple like Vag through the aim donates. The floating eye would give Starving, of course. Yeah, I can see Vant scores reasonably well at C9, but I think I'd play Vag pretty quickly. I don't really see anything else brilliant I can play. Vant. Quacker likes Vant. But yeah, Vant leaves you a bit vulnerable, obviously, if you don't pick up a vowel. So yeah, nice scoring potentially for Allan. I think, yeah, Jew would be the obvious play, I think, to get rid of the J, but Haj as well for players. 14D, it's a little bit more dangerous, but it also does block the S spot for Vags if you think your opponent has an S. But then again, it creates another scoring opportunity for the triple. I think J's fair enough. Swathe is that's quite a clever play. 3H creates a J spot, but there's quite a good possibility that your opponent's going to take that and score some reasonable points anyway, as well as it does open the board. It's quite an aggressive player though, Swathe. I do like it. So Rob's seems to have picked reasonably well. I'm not sure if he has anything here though. No, not see anything yet. It's a difficult board with his letters. Don't really. Well, it's a difficult board generally. It's hard to get anything down. Oh no, Sistical. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm surprised Tannic does so well. It's so close to it in terms of evaluation. But yeah, nah, it's just Narcissist or Narcist. 14D. Yeah, that's the only one really to play. Let's see what Allan picked. Yeah, he picked P blank to the... So he still had Sway there. So yeah, that's quite a handy pickup for Allan. So 16 points up, but with a blank as well. It's looking pretty good. He's got a straightforward play whip there, of course, without thinking too hard about whether the bonuses or anything like that play. But yeah, you don't want anything too... It's a sort of simple rack you want when you need one for the tournament. Nice easy play of 48. Keeping the blank back, it's always nice. Don't want anything too stressful. So yeah, Quacker likes whip. Fairly straightforward. More challenging rack for Rob. Standing out too much. Not sure whether you can have Dafty with a Y. It's probably... No, it's just IE. So that leaves... That's obvious place to play a Y is B6, but I'm not sure anything really goes there that I can see. I can't see anything too cute in G1 parallel to the J and the E and the S. It's a tricky one. So nothing leaping out yet. I suppose another option, something in F7 across, getting that Y on the I7 spot, that would be another place I'd be looking. Again, I can't see anything brilliant. Yeah, they're all pretty ugly-ish players, really. Yeah, lots of sort of 20s leaving awkward Gs and Fs. I guess Adita, however it's pronounced, just creates a hotspot for the F with a F on A4 to next to the Y. So that's why Quacker likes that one. I think I might be tempted by any personally, just for score and not dragging the game out a little bit longer. But yeah, all pretty unappetizing options, really. It's one of those you could take 5 minutes on trying to find a better player, and then you just end up trying to decide between 3 or 4 very moderate-looking options, but... So Rob's played 5 there. So yeah, it sounds like Allan's slammed the bonus down pretty quickly. Blanks and L, I can hear. So yeah. It's also nice that you can play... There is a bonus off the S, but you'd much rather play through the T to keep things tight, and that's what he's done. So yeah, there's actually 3 options there. Yeah, rotative, volatate, and optative. So yeah, that's going to put Allan 111 up. Nelson, for those who are into cricket. So yeah, right. Rob's got a pretty obvious play here, with his rack being pretty crap, to be honest. So yeah, Adagio's the sort of standout player. I don't think it's going to waste much time thinking about it. And you're just hoping now that Allan doesn't get a big, nice 40-50 points on that triple word score, on A8. That would almost bury the game, really. But he hasn't picked anything major, but he has picked a blank, so hence the almost 100% win percentages for Allan here. It's looking very good for his game, and also the BMSC title. So yeah, all of them goes down. Keeping 3 vowels and a blank. Rob's picked the Q, which may not be a bad thing, but let's, yeah, you can play QI, but it's only reluctantly play QI for 46. That would be that's the obvious play, but not sure it really improves anything. But not seeing much else. Can't do much on the F with the A8. Suppose you could speculate a little bit more and keep the QU backing up for a massive 100-point play off the S. Well, not really seeing anything particularly likely. It's an interesting play from Quackle. It's always a little bit more strange, the results at this time when you've got such a big deficit or such a far way ahead. They're always a bit more volatile results, so you're never quite sure really how much value to place in them. So yeah, Allan's quite a nice rack. Well, not a brilliant rack, but reasonable enough. If he had places for 7s, he'd have Alidade, of course. Not see anything yet bonus-wise. The W and the W's not particularly helpful. Don't see anything through the S. Of course, this stage, even if he did have a bonus through the S, he might worry about creating the 9 timer for Rob. Oh, yeah, he's got a few sort of fairly straightforward options at A6, sort of aid with an E on the end, or dada, there's Ada, things like that. Again, nothing too taxing. It's just what you want at this stage. Some nice safe 30 pointers. So yeah, Crackle likes Ada, and giving 100% win now, which is it's probably nothing here that's totally 100%, but giving 2 human players, Crackle likes to do stupid things like open 9 timers when you're 100 ahead and things like that. So, but I think Allan is, and obviously Allan could play a phony or something like that. But yeah, Allan's absolutely huge favourite at this point. Yeah, keep it Ada or Aid would have been better with the E on the end, but it's not going to really hurt him too much. particularly with Rob's fairly clunky rack here. Again, there's nothing very unappetising options. Rob's probably really thinking about trying to score to at least get him within reach of Allan and hope for the blank, but of course Allan has the blank, but he won't know that. Yeah, there's nothing brilliant here. I can see things like fub. Forward player Jade, but yeah, pretty awful. I guess something speculatively you could play something like Unseer, G11 keeping FB, hoping Allan doesn't know the E hook, and you get some miracle play for lots of points. But yeah, it's actually on Quackle's list Unseer at the fourth one down. But yeah, they're all pretty horrible, unappetizing. Thinker's quite nice actually, from J9, create an S hook for a possible big play. Sabiku's nice, but again, doesn't really do much. So yeah, Rob's played Thinker, and Allan's challenged it, so it's another 5 points there. So yeah, Allan's got bonus rack here. I'm fairly sure he'll A-muled. I'm fairly sure he'll know that. Let's see if there's anything nice with it. Oh yes, there's a few much safer, boring words which I'm sure he'd be quite happy to play. Which will this is the sort of thing you really want, really, is nice, safe, boring words which will win you the game. You're not looking for anything showboaty unless you're Nigel, and every word you know is like 100%. But for everybody else, it's like 99.3% and 96.4%, and yeah, nothing's 100% unless you're Nigel. So the more stress-free things you can play, the better, really. And Quackle's being fancy again with its playoffs, but they're just purely for spread, really. Yeah, pretty much everything wins. So just having a quick look through the BMSC winners in the past, seeing where Allan's cropped up in the past. So yeah, it looks like Allan's won it 4 times in the past, going back to 1987. Hang on, yeah, 4 times. Yeah, so 1987, 1988, 1991, and his last one was in 2008. Allan also won the Masters, of course, this year, so he's having quite a good year then. So yeah, Allan's played D-value, and that pretty much clinches it for him. So as I said, this would be Allan's 5th BMSC title. Last one he won in 2008, so it's 8 years ago. So yeah, after winning the Masters with I think it was 2 games to spare there. There's only 1 game that's obviously slipping, but yeah, it'll be two games ahead with 1 game to play after he finally wins this one. So yeah, Rob's played nice play of there's Orbia as well and Bella, which is quite nice. But nothing you can do now. It's just keeping the spread and up, and you can keep 2nd or 3rd place in Allan pairs out with he's got a few options to play out. The best one's Leno, the top right corner. So yeah, 20 on the 20 in a beep. So I guess he's gone out with Lorne. So that'll seal a game for Allan. Again, this is Allan's 5th BMSC title. So big congratulations to Allan. He's won it with a game to spare. I'll have a quick look at the standings. See if any other results are going through. But once more, congratulations to Allan. So yeah, looking at the standings, it depends on other results. As I say, Rob's obviously lost that game, but he has a much better spread than David in 3rd place, who was a game behind before this match. So if David has lost as well, then Rob will still get 2nd, barring a massive spread shift. But if David Koenig won his game against Chris Vickery, then Rob and David will probably face off for the 2nd place. Yeah, you can talk, yeah. No, I think it's all pretty good, really.
Hi Craig, Allan here.
Hi Allan, congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks. I was kept expecting for the last few games to have a real sort of opposite game, where everything goes bad.
Yeah.
It never quite happens.
I know what it's like.
Yeah. It gets embarrassing, doesn't it?
When you're sort of near the edge, you want a nice, safe game where you can play words and not have to stress too much.
Yeah, well, I did play some words I didn't know as well a couple of times. Came off the board. But only when I'm about 80 ahead, So,
that's all right.
No, there was always quite a few games where you think you're playing against your second blank unseen, and then it arrives on your rack. I mean, that was. Oh yeah. I'm sure if you count my blanks, so I was having 2 in more games than not. But something was going right anyway.
Yeah, you sort of. Yes,
did you watch
stressing, and it comes.
Did you watch just the last game? Or were you watching previous games as well?
I've watched this game, and I'm not sure you've been on many of the games I've seen actually.
Not today.
The odd one, I think, but yeah. Did you play earlier? I can't remember. I only got up late, so I missed.
I played Rob on here earlier today, a few games ago.
Yeah,
that was very close. That was down to the wire.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's good to have some of those. I challenged Vinker in this game. It sounds a bit like Vinker.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it's always sort of when you get sound alikes and things like that.
In fact, I don't know why I challenged it, because basically it gave me
it gave you the.
But I was thinking very defensive at the time, thinking, well, how do I close it down?
Yeah.
And suddenly realised actually I needed Vinker on the board.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching, Craig. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Right, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
Cheers.
For, winning and everything. Yeah. I guess you'll be playing a sort of lower further down game and relaxing and everything.
Yeah, am I clear now then? All right.
Yeah, you're two games clear.
All right. You win, and then our spread would have been narrower, and then we'd play again, and then we'd play again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. Oh, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I think Lille will be my comeuppance, so I'm waiting for that to happen. Are you going to be there, Craig?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be
okay.
train down tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I'll be there Tuesday, so I'll see you there.
Yeah, same here.
Cheers.
You too. Thanks a lot.
You're waiting for the wheel to come off. It throws it down and then. Worth wrapping this game was the opening one that I changed. B-U-B-S-S.
What do you think the answer is?
Well, just was your start.
Well, even if you played a stone, you would have had razors with the Z on the.
Yeah, I think it was mine. I was thinking there's a blank against me there, and what isn't going to be the most difficult target or deep and might be easier. That's
Yeah, razors. R-E-Z-E-R-S. Yeah.
So I assume, Rob, it's going to be you and me in the second place game.
TGS was the trend. That would probably be back to outplay, but to be fair.
Oh, I just thought Eno.
Yeah, you've won it. Who cares about those extra spread points?
No, I just thought Eno. I didn't see him.
For the most part, I walk away from all
You are pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it just sucks when the best you can isn't good enough.
Oh, I mean, when the tiles really don't work together, there's not that many options available to
Yeah.
nowhere to go and nowhere else to run a board. You're playing artist and EAT lane.
It's the kinds of enjoy having things to do. So in my second game, I've been having a lot of those against everybody not named Alan.
Right. Okay.
So maybe you should make Allan change his name by default.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe just one L.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah. Coming up by train Tuesday afternoon.
Yes. Yeah, David won, so it's on the scoreboard. David won 450 to 328 on the scoreboard. Yeah.